All right, we just wrapped up Fontana. Kyle Busch took the checkered flag. We watched a lot of drivers here and there, but in the end of the day, we're just here for the speed.
All right, guys. So, yeah, we just watched the Fontana race. What'd you guys think? Jake, what'd you think of the race?
You're not going to do intros again? 2 weeks in a row.
Dang it.
Savage.
Yeah. Listen, we're still trying to get this, okay?
I know.
So, okay, fine. I'm DJ. Hey, I'm with Here for the Speed. Yeah. So, Jake, now that I've introduced myself, what's your name?
I'm Jake, believe it or not.
Thank you.
I sit next to DJ. Sitting next to me is...
My name is Matt, the local Brad Kozlowski fan.
Hold up. You've been saying for 2 weeks you prefer Matthew, and you come with this Matt crap.
All
Is
right.
it Matt or is it Matthew?
Dude.
I'm confused.
This is
We
too
live
much.
in the world of illusion.
That doesn't tell us anything.
That's all you need to know
Oh
at
my
the end
God.
of the day. You know?
No, at the end of the day, we're here for the speed.
Either
That's
way,
all we need to know.
my name is Matthew, local Brad Kozlowski fan. Yee yee. To my left is our new co-host, Nate, joining us for the first time.
What's up? I am the newbie in the group.
I just noticed that you're very much segmented away from us on the table. Like, the
Yeah.
three of us are kind of grouped together, and then there's, like, you.
No new friends.
Well, it's because I'm new, and so I don't have a lot of input, but I do love racing. It's my new love, and I'm here for the first time.
Okay, you're not being interviewed for a date, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
I'm
A
sorry.
little bit more natural there, brother.
Come on.
NASCAR has become one of my new favorites. This is my first NASCAR season, and so I'm super happy to be here.
Yee.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just a little background. We got Nate into NASCAR probably right after the playoffs started last year. I think probably the first race. It was right after we got back from Daytona. I think we told you about us going to Daytona, and then you came to sit with us and watch the first race of the playoffs last year. And then we actually snuck him out to Talladega.
Yeah,
So, I mean, what a banger of a first race, huh?
man, that was epic.
Yeah.
That literally put me on to NASCAR, and I am forever a fan.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go to a first race, I mean, a super speedway is a pretty good one to.
Yeah,
to
and then the
pick.
biggest super speedway that there is. So
Yeah.
That's real.
It was a great race, too. No big wrecks, but it was a great race.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's talk about most impressed. Nate, seeing as how you're new here, we're going to make you go first. Who was the most impressive driver to you today in today's Fontana race?
Well, I would have to go with Kyle Busch. I mean, he raced a great race. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, he took the checkered flag. You know, I felt like he had a pretty rough start to the season, being that he wrecked out last race, and he raced a good race, man. All in all, I mean, he was like leading most of the third stage, and I was impressed. He looked really fast.
I
on
think
the track.
the thing about him that really impressed me was the fact that he literally had, was it one penalty or two penalties, and had to come back through the field again.
One speeding penalty.
One speeding
Stage
Yeah.
one, I believe.
But still, literally had to go through the field once, then came back and ran through it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, like no, you're you're spot on with that one.
No, I mean, you could tell his car would do pretty much everything he wanted.
Yeah.
Bottom line, top line, you saw a lot of guys. It seemed like to me, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but a lot of the Fords were kind of stuck on the top side, which makes sense because they're pretty good at making power. But, I mean, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott was another guy, and Ross Chastain, those three guys, they could put their car anywhere, and it would go anywhere, and they could make passes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were they had something above everybody else.
Yeah, I think Chastain probably had the short run car, you know, like for taking off and everything on the restarts, the first few laps and stuff. I think his car was a lot more trimmed out for that, whereas I think Kyle had a little bit better long run kind of speed.
You think so? What about stage two, and Chastain pulled out a 6-second lead over everybody?
I mean, I was thinking mostly the end, to be honest. But yeah,
It's
you're
fueled
right.
by watermelon.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the watermelon juice that's mixed with the fuel.
Yeah, third stage, Chastain. I don't know. It's just like they got behind the setup a little bit on the.
Yeah,
the
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they just missed something or whatever on that last bit. But yeah, definitely at the end, Kyle Busch was up there. Matt, who was your most Who was most impressive to you?
Man, throughout the whole race, I kind of got to jump on the same bandwagon as far as Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott was also there because I know they started so far back. They were the ones that were really able to work through the field the most and make the most out of their day, starting so far back in the field. Granted, there was no like practice and no qualifying. But in the end, I mean, they finished great. 1-2. You can't really kind of get over that while they were starting 20 plus back. So yeah, just giving it to those two guys. I mean, they really worked through the field. It made the most out of the day. They
absolutely.
had to.
Yeah, Jake, what do you think?
I think my most impressive is I like the Kyle Busch one. He's definitely impressive.
Right.
But I think for me, he was fast, but they really hit it on it in that third stage. But to me, the most impressive was Ross Chastain. First 2/3 of this race, I mean, they were really fast, like something that nobody else had their speed. And at the end, you saw Kyle Busch somehow got some of that speed, figured some of that stuff out, and ended up winning the race. But I think just for being a 2-car operation, excuse me, to see Ross come out there and run really good, not just Ross but Suarez too.
Yeah, actually, Trackhouse was going to be the one that I actually picked for my most impressive, just because in general, both him and Suarez, both Chastain and Suarez, did really good. I was actually really impressed with both of them. I mean, at one point they were running 1-2 for a little while. I think it's really interesting constantly looking at between them and looking at 2311, because you have two fairly new teams. I think they both have 2 cars now, similar kind of situation, but at the same time, they, I think we can all agree that Trackhouse has been doing a better job than 2311 has.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's a big thing. So for me, they were by far the most impressive thing. Most impressive set of drivers out there was the two of them, probably.
Let me add something there. Chevy as a whole.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they were real fast. I mean, there's a couple Fords up there. Logano, Blaney was running real good until he got wrecked. So I mean, you had the Fords up there too, but like in general, I mean, well, even Hamlin was up there. So I mean, you had a couple of Toyotas.
But they were like the typical Toyotas were up there.
True.
True. The ones that were supposed to be up there were up there.
Are we starting to see?
There was no surprise Toyotas.
That's true.
Are we starting to see driver skill show up again?
100%.
I think so.
Because Penske, Logano, Blaney ran great. Cindric did not.
Correct.
I mean, he wasn't a threat for much of anything. Trackhouse was really good, but we know both them guys are good. Hendrick ran pretty good. Most of those guys are good. Something happened to Byron at the end. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But
ran out of talent.
I mean, you look at Joe Gibbs. Man, I think they kind of missed today. Hamlin was good, but Hamlin is good.
He's supposed to be good.
Hamlin's almost always good, though.
Yeah.
And Hamlin's traditionally good at this track.
Hamlin's the trophy boy of Joe Gibbs Racing. He has to do good. He should be doing good. Everyone else,
I mean, he's so good he decided to start his own team.
Yeah. And look at where they're finishing.
What about Truex?
Truex, where did he finish anyway?
I don't know. I can look it up.
I would say I don't think he
lost
did.
a tire today.
Yeah.
Truex was
that's not
11th.
good.
Not the worst. He definitely rebounded really good after losing that tire, but
He'll have a penalty coming though.
Yeah, penalty is 2. They hold for 2 laps, and then 2 crew members get suspended.
Yeah, so it'll probably be Jack Man and tire changer.
Yeah.
They don't specify, but that's most likely.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about the whole penalty for that. Like, I still think that penalty is still, they haven't figured out how to handle that properly.
I think they took a step in the right direction.
They did. I agree, because like banning a crew chief for
4 races.
4 races because a guy missed a 4th lug nut or the 5th lug nut. I don't. Now, there were chances in the past where obviously that was done for strategy, where they specifically, and I think if in those cases, absolutely the crew chief should be banned. Not banned, sorry. That's a little harsh. But
Get him out of here.
Suspended for those 4 games, or 4 races. But when you have a single lug nut and they were still, kicking out the crew chief for that, and it's like, well, I didn't tell him not to put the one lug nut on. Like, that wouldn't make sense.
Like crew points added in.
Yeah, right.
Crew points.
I think in the Gen 6 era, because like you said, they were trying to cheat lug nuts, the crew chief penalty made sense because that's a crew chief's call. As soon as they went to 1 lug, I mean, you can't leave it loose.
No,
it's loose,
exactly.
it's coming off. So.
Exactly. And that's where I almost feel like, and I guess, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could kind of go back and forth with the Jackman thing, because it's like, did the Jackman screw up? Like, the Jackman wasn't the one putting the lug on there.
It's up to the Jackman, because the driver goes on the dropping of the jack. So it's a Jackman's responsibility to not drop it until the wheels are secure.
Okay, that kind of makes sense then.
Yeah.
So okay, well, I mean, I don't know. I just
like I said, they leave it blank, so they could penalize who they could come back and penalize the crew chief if they know it's kind of halfway on and the crew chief tells them to go anyways. You know, like just go. We'll come back and fix it when we come back. And
Yeah.
then it falls off. Okay, and then maybe do penalize the crew chief, but they left it void not void, but vague, so they can, pick who they need.
pick who they need to. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I just that one always kind of sits weird. But the one thing that was weird, did you guys notice him trying to like stop in pit road while everyone was leaving?
Yeah,
No, I
I mean,
didn't
could
see
you
that.
imagine trying to drive that?
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like the problem is this with this penalty now is they've made it a lesser penalty if it's on pit road.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's a good
The
point.
problem is it's like now you have a driver when everyone's
There's
trying
no
to leave.
penalty on pit road.
Yeah, so he's slamming on his brakes while everyone's trying to take off and
Well, that's
get
kind
out.
of real. Yeah.
So is that not going to be a dangerous problem down the road? I mean, it might be. We saw it today where it almost caused a wreck.
Yeah, and if you got people pitting a car right there, I mean,
Do that
yeah,
on Martinsville
that's a
and see what
really good
happens.
point. That's a really interesting point.
No, that's the only thing I saw that I thought was that was worrying too. But okay, let's go on to the disappointments. All right, Matt, let's go with you first. Who's your disappointment?
Biggest disappointment I kind of fell into, I would probably say, just kind of looking at the numbers and where they finished, I'd say 23-11 in general. Tyler Reddick really wasn't doing too much
No,
before
I mean
the
he did.
accident
I would
occurred.
say he did get caught up.
I know
in
he
a
got
wreck.
caught up in an accident, and that kind of sucks. But I mean, he was still back there. He wasn't really up there doing anything, which I was shocked because he's running the doubleheader today. So he
Yeah.
was back there. He got involved in the wreck. He wrecked out. He did his interview, and he was moving on to the Xfinity side. But that was really sad. And then also Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace had to get out because of engine issues, steering issues, something
Mhm.
like that. So first two races of the year, I don't see 23-11's not really doing too much.
Yeah,
Nothing to step up their game. I
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
they are either at the same level they were last year. If not, they've taken a step back, which you unfortunately can't do that.
No.
You can't do that to move forward. I mean, Kyle Busch, he was pretty damn close winning the Daytona 500, and now he won this race. Let's see what next race is.
Yeah.
Las Vegas. Isn't that his home track?
Yes,
Yeah, it's his home track. I mean, he could go.
that'd
For
be
a double.
wild. That would be wild.
Could be a little wild.
Jake.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Reddick was a sleeper pick because of his poor starting spot.
Mm-hmm.
People really had him really picked to run really well, and I was kind of surprised he ran so bad. Honestly,
He didn't do
he didn't
anything.
run that good, and they got wrecked out.
Yeah.
Biggest thing to me about 2311 is the engine overheating with Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
I mean, Toyota's had a major overheating problem here last year, and it seems like they were kind of dropping the ball. I think I heard Denny Hamlin at one point talking about running hot. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just really strange. They got to figure that out.
Yeah.
When on the flip side, someone like Keselowski, he had trash on his entire front bumper. And granted, he got it off in a lap or two, but you didn't hear anything about overheating. He was like, I'll just get the trash off.
Is it maybe just I mean, I guess it depends on
I
the
don't
setup
know.
too.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But
So for me, my most disappointing was Larson. Like Larson just having a major mechanical problem right at the beginning. Like what was it? Like 5 laps in,
yeah.
like just lost power or something like that. It was really quick and pretty much done for the day at that point. I mean, he did get back out eventually and keep running. But dude, I don't know if you guys saw it during like the race. They were literally changing. They had spark plugs wires out. They were replacing the injectors. They were
Mhm.
replacing the manifolds. I mean, they were replacing all kinds of stuff. Some kind of major electrical problem in there.
They had to, and he could never get his laps back.
But see,
It wasn't a.
no.
It was a very clean race, so they didn't throw the cautions. It
yeah,
wasn't
well, you
bad
see,
at all.
if they had practice, maybe then they would have caught something.
I know we like to beat up NASCAR for not doing enough practice or whatever. I mean, but it freaking rained.
I mean-
They had
and
no choice.
rained and
It
rained.
wasn't like this one was their choice. Yeah, I mean,
They started drying the track before the sun came up and stopped a few minutes before the race.
yeah. I mean, there wasn't much they could do. Nate, do you have a most disappointed?
I would have to agree with you, DJ. Kyle Larson, I mean, he raced really well at the 500. And going from that to, wrecking at the 500 and then also mechanical issues is like, come on. Like, he should have I expected him to be at least top 10 this race. And just him being so many laps behind is like, nah. But
Yeah, it hurt, and I mean, he ran I believe last year Larson ran pretty good here.
He won it.
Yeah,
He won
Yeah,
it.
he won it last
So
He
year.
had to door Elliott to win it, but he won it.
Yeah.
Salty on that pick.
dude, you know what's weird to me is like just to kind of like go off a little bit is like how so traditionally Hendricks drivers usually pretty much leave each other at least alone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Larson and Elliott, like, just all year were coming up against each other. Like, they had that one. They had Watkins Glen. I think there was at least one or two others where, like, dude, what the heck? Were y'all, like, upset about it, something with each other
Well,
and got to
I
hash
mean,
it out?
Think about this. Chase Elliott, 2020, yep, wins the championship.
Yep.
I mean, people call it a Mickey Mouse championship, but, I mean, he dominated the last
How
half of the
how would you
playoffs.
call
I
that a
don't know.
Mickey Mouse one?
whatever. Anyway, so he does that. He wins the championship, and he's kind of, coming off 2 years, and here comes Kyle Larson and wins 10 races in 21.
I mean,
Man.
I have to
is-
say
all-
it was
hey, all
from
of a sudden you're
starting lineup, man. Back
I mean, I'm just saying at 21, you went from top dog to not.
Larson
Yeah.
had the pole for almost every race in 2021,
that's true.
and they
Felt
weren't
like
allowed to
it.
practice,
So
and
was-
they weren't allowed to do qualifications.
was
So
it
he
maybe-
started up front and he finished up front?
So was it
almost
maybe
every race?
you think maybe then that Elliott felt like he was top dog and suddenly he wasn't, so there was a little
Yeah, I mean,
frustration there?
You got two really good race car drivers that are, fighting for that top position. I think really what it was to me, Elliott was unchallenged on the road courses, and then here came Larson and
Mm.
kind of booted him out of the way. I
Yeah.
mean, Elliott was like, "Oh, he's gonna win." I mean, every road course,
For road courses, yeah.
and
he
then
was.
Larson comes in and starts. I'll take that one. I'll take that one, and it's like, oh man.
Elliott owned Watkins Glen.
Watkins
owned it.
Glen.
He owned it,
Um,
and then
Let's see.
Here
The
comes Larson.
didn't he do like two
Roval
in the
too?
row for
Yeah, I
the
think so.
Roval? He was the AJ before AJ came back. But no, so you guys. So something I was thinking about. Do you think we should need to talk about our fantasy league? We haven't done that on the podcast yet, and
it's
kind
a
of
little
explain.
convoluted. That's my problem.
No, I mean we'll give a flyover kind of view. We don't need to tell everyone the rules and everything like that, but just
Yeah.
so that way we can talk about it on the here and kind of, have it at a little bit explained.
Yeah, I mean, I can explain it.
Yeah, you're the
the-
keeper of the rules.
The basic principle is you operate like a team owner, but you pick 4 new drivers every week, and it's based off of 2 in the top 10, 1 in the top 20, and 1 in the top 40. And you have to pick based off of qualifying order, and then whatever points your drivers get, you get. And we keep a rolling tab every week to week for
Yeah.
each race.
Yeah, so basically, like this week, I actually had a good week this week as opposed to last week. I think all my drivers finished top 6 or 7, which, granted, I had to use a garage pick to get that because Blaney was one of my picks. Obviously, that didn't pan out real well. But fortunately, Kyle Busch was my backup. So
There you go.
that's it. If you're gonna have a backup, I guess that's a good one to have.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I had Larson, so
Good for
we're
you.
doing great. And my garage pick was Ryan Priest. So
No, I had a
doing
rough
great.
Ooh. Ooh.
week this week. I had Larson, but I did end up swapping him out. But I had Byron, and I had
Garbage, bro.
trying to remember the other one I had. I had another one finished almost outside the top 20. Not good, but Nate.
Yeah,
Nate.
I did pretty well as the newbie.
Yeah, bro.
All top 4. I mean, all of my drivers were in the top 10. All 4 of my drivers.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a
so-
good week,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
that's a
It's
you
a
don't.
good week for me, man.
They don't. It doesn't happen every week, so just get
Yeah.
used to it.
Yep.
And
Yo, I'm
I
copying
did-
him next week.
I did have to use my garage pick, which kind of sucked.
That's all right.
Yeah,
you still got
but-
4 more
But,
for the whole
I mean,
season.
yeah, I mean,
That's
my
when you
garage
wanna
pick
use
was
'em.
second, so it was like it was clutch.
We
Yeah.
do garage picks, but we only get 5 a year.
Yeah,
So you got to use them sparingly. But man, if you can get all 4 in top 10, that's a points week right there.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, my garage pick finished second, so it's like
Totally worth it.
yeah,
100%
totally
worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the way I was. Is like if my garage pick is going to get me the win, which obviously the way our garage picks work is we have to pick them before stage 3 actually starts. So the thing is, we can't always just say like, oh, at the end of the race, oh, Kyle Busch was my garage pick. I'm going to switch him now because he got the
Yeah.
win. But obviously he was running better than Blaney was, so wasn't exactly a hard choice for me.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was I think it was an interesting week because I think we'll have some shakeups in the fantasy league, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
So, okay, so did you have something?
Yeah, one thing I thought was really interesting about this, which I can't remember seeing this before at Auto Club, but the racetrack was super dirty. I mean, you
That was
saw
weird,
like
yeah.
basically the front of the cars getting hit with a sandblaster. I mean, Bubba Wallace's Toyota emblem was gone. I mean, that was wild.
He's probably missing the tape from last year.
That might be.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, the
Oh, Nate doesn't even know about that.
oh yeah, that was before, or that was before you came
So,
in.
so with the new car, you can't paint it. You can only wrap it, right? So what they
Big
did,
sad.
they took packing tape and some of the sharp edges to kind of smooth them off to get a little better downforce. They put some tape. I mean, small, like a 6-inch piece.
It was really tiny.
worth maybe a couple pounds of downforce at the most. Not worth much of anything. Or I guess it'd actually be a reduction in drag, not downforce. But yeah, they got busted. $100,000 for 2 cars.
You want to know what's worse?
They also
The race that they actually got caught on, or got caught with it on, they won first and second.
Yeah.
Oh,
So first and
wow.
second got caught with it because it was 2 Joe Gibbs cars. It was Denny Hamlin
Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch.
and Kyle Busch, and Chase Elliott was in third and won the race.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they didn't announce that because it had to go through tech again. So they didn't announce it until hours later. So here Hamlin is celebrating in, at the
Victory Lane.
Victory Lane.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of the word. Thank
It's
you.
okay.
Celebrating in Victory Lane. You can tell how often I end up in Victory Lane. And he's out there and he celebrates. And as he's leaving the track is when he gets the note like, hey, like we didn't pass because of this and stuff. And they're basically throwing out your car. Like,
Get the heck out of
yeah.
here.
And
You
so
cheater.
what was it? The next morning he posted that video on social media of him like eating breakfast or something with the trophy
Yeah.
or something.
He's
and
like trying to get one more meal in it before I got to send it to Chase.
Dude, it was hilarious.
That was
And-
even better. Chase was like, I don't even want it.
yeah,
I'll just
yeah,
take the
he's like,
points.
yeah. That's what was funny was Elliot was just like, yeah, like I didn't win the race, like, but you did, but no, I didn't
Yeah,
win
I
the
mean,
race.
it was worth so little. It's kind of crazy that it even. I mean, it broke the rules,
Yeah,
but to lose a race and that many points, because you lose 100 points too.
Oh wow.
oh,
So
it
you
was
lose
bad.
100 points and $100,000
And keep in mind,
for a little piece of packing tape.
Chastain was beat Hamlin by just what was it, 3-4 points to get into the championship.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
cost
yeah.
him to get
Pretty
into
sure
the.
they learned their lesson after that.
I mean, who knows? So yeah, so I mean, like that's at least we didn't see something like that happen again. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So but the race itself today, I thought was weird. Like you said, the fact that it was so dirty. And I don't know if that was because of the rain, because of the snow. I don't know. We're from Florida. We don't know what snow's like. So I don't know what caused it to be so dirty this time, because it's not like they weren't out there with dryers and sweepers and stuff trying to clean the track from getting all the water off. So you would think there wouldn't be a lot of dirt on it.
My only thinking could be, I mean, it rained for so long and they had so much track drying going. I mean, they track dried for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
So maybe after you track dry for that long and put that much heat in it trying to get it to dry, maybe it kind of loosens up the surface.
Maybe.
Yes, maybe.
I mean, it's an old surface, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, kind of that we can kind of roll that into the conversation of auto. This is the last auto club.
I'm really sad.
yeah.
That was a great race.
It was.
It's a driver's track.
It is.
You want to drive the bottom.
Kinda
Fast
reminds
cars
me-
can go to the
Kind of
front.
reminds me of Homestead, like a big Homestead.
Yeah. These
Multi-
are very similar.
Yeah, multiple lanes and stuff like that. So I think I'm really sad to see it go, and I don't know, other than I think they did announce how much money they were going to be getting for
Oh,
selling
yeah.
the property.
So did you hear this? I think I told you guys.
I think so.
So, 2 years ago, when did Roger Penske buy IndyCar? 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I think it was.
Roger Penske, the owner of Penske Racing, right? He bought IndyCar, like Penske trucks, all that. Roger Penske
bought the series.
Roger Penske got money, so he bought the series and Indianapolis Motor Speedway to like the tune of like 260-70 million, something like that. Under 300, just under 300 million, right? A lot of money. The land they sold at the racetrack, you could have bought the IndyCar series in Indianapolis twice.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
So I mean, I'm kind of wondering if the reason that they're selling this is not because they are like, oh, we want to put a short track, but they realized, man, we can make a lot of money on
No,
it.
hear me out. Sell the whole thing, tear it all down, go to Irwindale and build you a nice facility. It's 30 minutes closer to LA too.
I've heard a lot of drivers talk about Irwindale.
Yeah, man.
I think
Super fun on iRacing.
that would be a really, I mean, I don't know that would be the ultimate answer, but I mean, with the amount of money you would get if you sold all the property out there, but to be fair, how much of that property values are increased because of the track? The track being in proximity to the track, having events that would be there would that add value to any of those property values? I mean, that's totally different for this kind of podcast, but that's the only other thing I can think of
It's all industrial. All industrial.
out there.
Yeah, get on like a Google satellite and look at it. It's all industrial.
I mean, based on the shots from today, it was just all dirt. But that's
I think
because
we're just
Yeah.
really bougie
And honestly,
because
yeah.
we're here in Daytona, and Daytona has great facilities.
That
and
is true.
everything
Yeah.
surrounds great, and there's a lot of stuff to do. So I think we're just really bougie when it comes to tracks.
yeah,
could be.
there's not that much to do around Fontana.
as a newbie, I mean,
well, yeah. Okay, so what did
Yeah.
you think of the race? Like,
so I enjoyed it. I thought it was very entertaining. I mean, this is my first time watching a race at Auto Club, and it to me it was a really great race.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't that many cautions. I mean, how many cautions did we have? Like
not many.
probably less.
2 for the stages, and
I think there
I
was
think
maybe
2 or 3 more wrecks. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
probably
4.
6, maybe.
everybody raced really well. I really loved,
really solid racing.
that pace lap.
Oh, the 5 wide.
Yeah, 5 wide pace lap. That was really cool to see. So I mean, I enjoyed it. And I'm kind of sad that I'll never see another one there again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That's not true. In 2 minutes, we'll start streaming the Xfinity race.
That's
Let's
true.
go.
You'll get to see at least one more race.
This is
Yeah.
the race where
That was my
Tyler
last
Reddick
Cup
wins.
race.
Yeah.
Watching.
Yeah.
No, it's sad. I mean, you could really. So last year, with the next gen being so new, you could barely see. I mean, any kind of little bit of loose, they would wreck right away. So they've learned how to build some control into these cars, and you saw guys get loose and catch it. And the drivers are learning how to use this car and put it closer to that edge without going over the edge. So that's one of the things I really like seeing guys try to almost do like a slide job, but like not quite. But then they're fighting to control it. It's just really good.
There was a lot of
I really
that
liked
today.
it.
There was a lot of moves like that, and I mean I was amazed like last year, because I for whatever reason Auto Club, I don't know if it's just because it's after Daytona, so I just don't think about it that much. But last year was the first year that I was like, wow, I'm really gonna I paid attention to the race, and I was surprised how good the racing was there. And then the whole time they're talking about, yeah, they're going to be not coming here anymore. I'm like, why? This is such a good race.
This car is just built for that track. This car does really good on that style of track for
Yeah.
some reason. Don't ask me.
It's
I don't
because
know
they
the reason
built
why,
they
but
built the next gen
it fits very well.
Remember the 550 package?
Yeah.
High downforce, low horsepower.
Yep.
That's what the next gen was built to replicate.
Mhm.
And they went somewhere in the middle of a little bit lower downforce, higher horsepower, right? So I forget what they have. Do they run the 600 horsepower here?
I think so.
I can't
I'm
remember.
not sure.
And then they run like a 5-inch, 4-inch spoiler. So it's kind of like in the middle, and it just hit. It's just perfect.
Yeah, it's really sad to see this one be the last 2-mile race there. Granted, they're going to come back, build it or whatever they end up doing at Fontana.
I will say,
again, year 2 for 2, they were good races.
Yeah,
in the next gen
with the
car.
next gen.
with how long it took them to dry that track, I mean, there's just there's no hope in that surface.
No,
It's got maybe 2 years left. Maybe.
I mean, I would say Atlanta was still much worse though. Like before they did the reconfigure.
What do you mean though?
Like the condition, like Atlanta was in rough shape as far as
So they
the
were talking about
condition.
this. They were so concerned about the weepers that if they had to, they were going to start cutting grooves in the racetrack to make it start
I
leaking
think they
water.
were already doing that. Actually,
They may have. I don't know.
I thought I saw them out there with some sawzalls.
That racetrack still looked wet in some areas.
Yeah,
it looked wet the whole race. 100% the whole race it looked wet.
yeah.
No, it'd be funny if like they did end up like keeping it and they repaved it and it turns into another like super speedway race like Atlanta did.
I
That
think
would be
That
super
would be
wild.
wild.
They'd have to put more banking on it.
Yeah.
You would, and
It'd be cool though.
I don't know that it would be though because it's too close in size to
So-
like the Daytona and Talladega. I don't think it would
There's nothing wrong with
differentiate.
that.
Here's the problem with
Don't be a hater.
even
No,
if they,
I mean I'm all for awesome racing. It's just
say they didn't reconfigure it or whatever they're going to do or whatever they end up deciding to do. Say they just repaved it, that track would suck for 10 years.
True.
if you say so. I mean I don't know.
No,
I,
repaves suck.
Well, that's they do.
Atlanta is the exception because of super speedway. Super speedway repaves don't suck.
Yeah,
They keep
yeah, you're right.
everything Really
I'm
gritty.
trying to think of an example.
So
of one
so
where-
Auto Club was trash for 15 years.
yeah.
It's only in the last 10 years the pendulum has finally shifted.
Mhm.
Before that, nobody liked Auto Club.
I just wonder how much of it would be different though if it was if we had the next gen on a new surface there.
I
It
don't
would
know.
look a lot like Texas.
You think so?
Dale Jr. talks about if they would just leave Texas for a little while, it would actually probably eventually turn out pretty good. But
Mm.
the fact is, it sucks so bad right now.
Yeah,
You know,
the
old wore out racetracks race the best.
That's where you start having the differentiation. That's where your driver skill starts to come into it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It makes sense that would be a, that would be something they'd want to do. But the problem is you can't start with a 10-year-old surface.
No,
If they could, man, NASCAR would be onto something.
Oh, yeah.
'cause that'd be pretty incredible.
they've been working on that a little bit.
Like a worn track, like to begin with.
Not warm, but there's a different method of paving that gives it more
Really?
character.
Wonder what I don't know.
I'm
how
trying
that
to
would
think
work.
of what's the most recent track pave.
Well, Atlanta, but I
Atlanta,
mean, other than
technically.
Not Atlanta, yeah. I'm trying to think of another one.
when was Bristol repaved?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about Bristol. They
We'll talk
ruined
about
that
Bristol.
track. They ruined it when they
technically
gave it
repaved
progressive
everything.
banking, and they ruined it even worse when they put dirt on it.
That was what I was gonna say. I was like, the last repave was the dirt, and then they take it off and it's a new pave, and then they put
Look.
dirt back on it.
I'm all for a dirt race. I'm about it, but not at the cost of a Bristol race.
Let's go to Eldora,
Hey, that'd be fire.
dude. I'm telling you,
That thing wide as hell, bro. Oh my god.
Nate probably don't know about Eldora.
I don't.
It's a little bull ring dirt track in the middle of nowhere, and Tony Stewart owns it. And the trucks used to race there, and it was wild,
How
super
big is
wild.
it?
Half mile. Well, on the inside, probably a quarter mile. On the outside, a half mile. It's so wide. You could run 6, 7 wide.
We'll
Yeah.
get you on out on iRacing. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta see that one.
No, that would be cool. It's just obviously the problem there is would they be able to hold a NASCAR race there? Do they have the facilities? Which I mean, they've held truck races there, so it's probably not too bad. But I've heard a lot, and then I've heard a lot of drivers with the dirt, talking about how the fact that the windshields are still in the car.
Well, I mean, they just got $600,000 or $600 million. I think they could probably afford to fix up Eldora a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's probably all going to North Wilkesboro,
Probably.
right now. They're putting a lot of money into
No,
that
that's
place.
that's a SMI project, so that's totally different.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, they got the money to put it in Eldora.
Charitable
There you go.
donation.
So I think I don't know. We could talk about that more, maybe more when Bristol comes around. But
Yeah.
I don't think the windshield. I don't think taking the windshield is an option in a cup car.
I would
don't think it's an
imagine
option.
I would imagine rigidity would be a problem because I would imagine that would help with body flex.
I just don't see the Cup Series exposing their drivers like that.
No, I mean, yeah, they should.
I
I don't know if they should or.
You'd have to have
I'm not a
some
dirt
kind of
driver.
mesh or something. You can't just have bars.
Well, don't they
like at your
on
local short
the
track.
modifieds? Don't they have the bars in them or something like that?
Yeah, but
There's-
that's not enough, man.
Mm.
For your local short track modifieds, whatever, your multi-million-dollar superstars, never
yeah,
gonna happen.
That's true. You got to make sure you protect those investments,
Yeah, I mean, stuff be flying off these race cars all the time.
especially the way they drive on dirt.
Yeah, I will say for the dirt race, I mean, I get it. I get what they had to do because the spring race at Bristol, the attendance was so bad. It's crazy though because on social media, the last spring race at Bristol was the highest rated race. The last concrete spring race at Bristol was the highest rated race of the year,
Really?
but the attendance is horrible.
Is that because it's just uncomfortable to be there? 'Cause
No, it's
loud.
beautiful weather.
No, but I mean it's loud. It is loud at Bristol.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me.
That's because you're deaf.
No, I'm not.
You've been too many times. That's why.
I grew up there.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hate to see like tracks get reconfigured for just the sake of reconfig. I don't mind trying new things. Like obviously with Auto Club, they're trying something new. They're gonna have to either repave it, which is gonna destroy the racing there, or they can build a new track. And so they're taking the option of building a new track there.
Plus, we already have a 2-mile D-shaped oval in Michigan.
That's true.
So
may-
now we're gonna get something totally different. I'm actually I'm all for that.
really.
I think it's just heartbreaking about Auto Club, but I think we're at the end of its life anyways.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's much left.
I
life
think we're
there.
not long from entering into the same window Atlanta did, where the racing was amazing
Mhm.
and then got really bad because the track started falling apart and the wear was so heavy. It was all you could do was save tires and nobody could pass.
Yeah.
And that we went to the last
The last real.
real. We went to the last old Atlanta race and it sucked.
Yeah.
It was not a good race.
But Kurt Busch won. It was great.
Nah, didn't Kurt get wrecked there?
No, I
Kurt
thought
won.
Blaney won.
Blaney won.
Oh,
Blaney
Blaney
won.
won. Never mind.
Yeah,
Blaney
because
won. It was great.
Jake was really pissed about it.
Yeah, because Logano blocked.
Oh
a
no,
lap
you guys
down.
were telling me there was
Yeah.
the Kurt fan that was there, and he wrecked
Yep.
out, and the Kurt fan
Yeah.
just
He
got
just
up
left.
and left.
He left.
I've never seen somebody so
What a
defeated.
diehard.
He was
Oh,
so sad.
Dude, this guy had more Kurt Busch merch.
Cooler, backpack, the shirt. I mean,
The shirt,
koozie, the whole
jacket,
thing,
koozie,
hard,
hat.
everything, the whole thing.
I'm pretty
I
sure
appreciate
his
it.
sunglasses even had the
Bro.
numbers on it. Like
I appreciate his dedication. And then Kurt wrecked down on like lap 20, and it was like,
it was the start of stage 2.
was it?
It was the
Oh,
start of
man.
stage 2
He was
because
so down.
he was one of
bro.
my fantasy drivers, and I was like, "Bro, let's go!" Because he just got me like 10 points because he won the stage, or it was like the 9 points. It was a lot of points, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go!" And then, oh no, there
You
goes
couldn't
my
even use your
driver.
garage pick. How
This-
sad.
he left. He left.
Yeah, that guy legit left.
He left. Kurt Busch wrecked. I'm out. See you later.
I know, and it's yeah, I don't know. It's sad because like I mean like you pay that money to go to the race, and then it's like your one
Hey.
driver wrecks and you leave.
Atlanta's a good ticket though.
It
$35.
is. It's not bad. Like it's
Worth
really
it.
not. Honestly, and it's even now, like with it being like the mini super speedways, like it's a pretty good race. We're actually all going, I think. Are you going too, Nate?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll be there. So
Yeah.
that'll be my second race, and it's gonna be at the next the smallest super speedway.
It's
There you
It's
go.
the
Yeah.
mini. It's the
So I
mini.
went to the biggest, and then I'm going to the smallest.
I mean, there's only
And
three.
August will get you to the middle.
I mean, there's only so many super speedways. So I mean, like, yeah, I think that I don't know. How many short tracks do we actually have? I mean, do we
If
have
you
a
say
lot?
Phoenix, I'm gonna cut you.
I mean, they do consider it one.
No. Well, okay. This new package, they're talking about a change to the Aero package.
Right.
Hopefully, it's gonna be debuted by Phoenix.
Which the short
see.
tracks package is a problem. That is
Major
something they got to
problem.
work on.
So you missed a lot of it because there's not. Well, Martinsville at the end of the year, but it's kind of a melee, anyways. But
Let's
The
be
short
honest.
track
No
package-
one paid attention to Martinsville after the melon.
no,
The
everybody
melon.
forgot about the rest of the 499 laps.
Yep.
But the short track package is really lacking because there's too much downforce. The cars are too aero dependent. So short tracks are well known and made famous because of the beating and banging. Get in there, bang fenders with a guy, and then take off, bump and run, all that lingo. NASCAR got famous because of short track racing,
Mhm.
right? That's where the roots are, and that's where the racing is really good. So this package has made the cars, they have way too much grip. You can literally drive into the back of somebody and they just stick. They don't wreck. So, yeah, they got to fix that. They got to be able to
Yeah.
like move people and like have tire wear and things like that. So, but hopefully before Phoenix or maybe the next short track after, they're talking about having a new aero package.
Yeah, I mean, it's closer if you can imagine to something like the Clash. You know, it'll be more like that style where it's, you know, really, really fast, you know, tight corners. That's more of a short track.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at something like that,
According to NASCAR, a mile or less.
a mile or less. So Phoenix is
Trash.
how long? How long is it? Phoenix is like right at a mile. Right?
No, it's a mile, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's right there, but it's not really. It's a short track by definition, but not really in spirit, I guess is probably the best way to say it.
It
So-
races a lot like a mile and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so just so everyone knows that's listening to the podcast, we're also got the Xfinity race on, so it's possible that we could have some problems. So there was some wrecks that happened today.
Yeah, man, that big wreck that took out like half the field. In
That
the
was
back.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So
Restart games.
that restart game, I
Yeah.
think that really had to play with obviously them expanding out the restart zone. Everyone was trying
Yeah.
to jump it.
Yeah.
And Logano kind of sat back,
Yep.
said, "I'll go when I want to go," and that just accordion effect everyone behind him, and it took out a lot of big players.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I think I thought, yeah, I mean, the one thing that Jake, you brought up that I thought was kind of interesting was the whole, you know, did Logano slow down?
Yeah, it's hard to tell without an in-car camera, which
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing one in Logano's. But, I mean, just judging by the camera angles that they had, it didn't look like it. It looked like he just waited for a long time. And Chastain and the guy behind Chastain tried to play the game, and they
Of
took
guessing.
off. Yep.
Mhm.
And then they just all checked up
But
when
you
Logano
kinda
didn't
have
go.
to. You have to play that game, or else you're gonna
You're gonna get
get
left.
left behind. Either
Yeah.
you play the game or you're done.
Well,
You're
Yeah,
you
gonna
get
be a
smoked.
sitting duck.
And it could be Logano was looking at it too and was like, "Hey, if I let them kind of stack up behind me, we'll get a better push.
Get a good
and
push,
we'll get,
exactly.
by turn one, I'll already be able to dive down and get in front of
And it just
the
sucks
bottom
because
lane."
everyone, obviously, they're all full on the throttle. Go,
Yeah.
go, 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 go. That's what they're told to do. And there's nowhere to go because they're all hitting bumpers and hitting,
Yep.
fenders. And that same thing. I mean, that was a nasty wreck. I think the 20 car hit the wall and then turned back in and hit the 10 car. Like
It
looked very violent.
There's
a
few
couple really hard hits.
Yeah.
Bell looked very
He
uncomfortable.
took a shot.
Yeah, he looked super.
Oh yeah,
uncomfortable.
you saw
Just
him
imagine.
wincing.
Yeah, you could see
Yeah.
his eyes, and it was literally visibly wincing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I'm pretty sure I would wince in a.
I mean, you get
A
hit
wreck.
from the back, then you get hit from the front, and then you
Yep.
hit the wall, and then you hit another car. Like he went back, forward, right, left, all within
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah, there was a lot of moving around in there, and that. Yeah, so I mean, is there anything to be done? I mean, I think that's just a product of the racing.
You
now.
know, they're testing out that restart zone. We
I
kinda
like it.
talked about it last week.
I think it's good.
You
I
think
do
the
too.
bigger restart zone's good?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
it gives the
Because
leader more options.
in the old restart zone, Chastain wins that play. Wins playing that game.
He can guess when Logano's going to go.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem in that.
No. The leader has the restart, man.
No, that's
because-
true. That's
didn't-
true.
Did you
Leader
pick
has a
Chastain for your fantasy?
Oh,
picks? That why?
100%.
That's why. No, I 100% think it should be bigger. I think I would even be okay if they even wanted to push it just a little bit more.
Wow.
Well, the only reason
Wow,
is
that's-
because
that's- wow.
well, the only reason I want to do that is because I think giving the leader a little bit of more of an advantage is okay.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
I think I mean
He's earned
that's-
it.
Yeah, you're running up front, and I think that also kind of you have more people playing the game. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have more people. Like it's kind of do you kind of go before everyone's ready and try to jump people, or do you just wait until you know you're good to go? It adds more strategy to it. So I think I'm all for that.
Man,
I mean, I don't
that
know
was
how-
a wicked wreck.
I don't know. Well,
If they're doing that every week, stacking up,
I think they'll figure it out.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope so because
I think that to me it reminded me of like like if you had like siblings and like you had to like teach them a lesson one time, you had to teach them something and like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then they do something wrong, you smack them one time or something like that, and it's like, okay, now they kind of learned their lesson, and then after then they're in line the whole time, they don't try to push it. Does that make sense?
no,
No,
it makes
I
total
think-
sense. Yeah.
Auto Club, because you're so straight coming out of that corner, like the whole field is off the corner coming to that restart zone. I think it's just a natural. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen at a place like that. So say Las
Yeah.
Vegas next week, I don't see that happening. Not
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah. Okay. So that's actually a good point to transition over to next week's race. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about this week.
Just one more thing that was really funny. When Kyle Busch on the audio,
Uh
they're like, man,
huh.
and I noticed this when
This is
when,
great.
And last week at the 500, we listened to Kyle Busch a lot, and he didn't say anything, hardly nothing, like nothing. And other drivers they talk more, and I kind of I think Kyle Busch used to talk more, but he's not. Anyway, so today on the radio, they're like, hey, you haven't said anything in a while. Everything good? You all right? He's like, y'all just ain't used to me yet.
I mean, I will say the little bit that I've listened to Kyle Busch, if he's not talking, that's probably a good thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if he's talking, it's because he's telling you how messed up the car is and all the ways we need to fix
He
it.
will let
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
If any driver will let you know, it is Kyle and Kirk. They will let you know 100% how that car drives.
Yeah. I love listening to Kyle Busch explain what's wrong with a car, not because of just how he'll just flame someone up for no apparent reason, but I also love it though because like how detailed he is in his descriptions. It's great.
It's plowing.
Yep, extremely
detailed.
Real detailed.
How's
No.
the car, Kyle? It's killed. All right, bring it in.
No, but I mean,
What'd you do? I scraped the wall.
It's done.
There's
It's
no
killed.
paint off, but it's killed.
No, but I mean, I've heard him before, and he's like explaining it. He's like, yeah, the right rear tire feels like it's about 0.3 psi too low. There's some camber in the right front that's off, and like the description level that he is able to get out of his car is just amazing to me. And so that's something that's always been impressive to me.
Yeah, I think we see a new Kyle Busch, man.
I think
His
so.
interview was totally different. I mean, he looks hype. I mean, he's calm, but you can just tell like he's got a confidence and a swagger.
Yeah,
I feel like this dude. Early championship pick, Kyle Busch.
yeah.
He's walking in like a
It's
champ
got
for
to
sure.
be the Chevy, man. For those that don't know, I'm a huge Chevy fan, and so him being in the Chevy
Blech.
car.
Oh,
Oh,
stop.
God.
What are you driving in? Oh yeah, they're not in NASCAR.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
hey, calm down, calm down.
Oh, that's right. They left.
the Honda.
Keep it. Let's
The
keep it
Honda.
nice.
No.
Mopar gang.
No, so yeah, okay, so next week pulling up at was it Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Las Vegas. So that's Kyle Busch's home track. We kind of already talked about that.
He loves the win there.
He's
Big time.
pretty good there. So do we see him go back? What do you think?
Nope.
No?
No.
I think so.
He's the
Possible.
ball's gear.
I think we see Chevy run
Probably
really,
the same
really
car
good.
though.
I think we see a lot of the same fast guys from this week run fast next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Logano is so dangerous here.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
super good at Las Vegas.
Yep.
So I think Logano is really going to be good.
Chastain.
The Trackhouse guys will be good.
Yep.
But I think, man,
I
it's
think
hard
Hendricks
not.
got to step up their game. I think
Logano-
Hendricks has fallen behind. They
Oh,
gotta,
second place?
They got to really. Hey man, I mean, come on. You want to talk about the spread there? It was like 2nd, 11th, 24th, and last.
So I don't. What happened to
Come
Byron?
on.
What happened to Byron?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, but man, something must.
That was really strange.
Did
He was running
did he
really
get
good,
caught up
top
in-
10, and then just disappeared.
Did he get caught up in the wreck?
No. No, he
Yeah,
was
then
running good till like 30 to go. I wonder if he got a pit road penalty.
I don't remember
don't know.
seeing anything.
I missed it, or they didn't show it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, for Hendrick, yeah, that's definitely.
I
was-
felt
it
like
was all
they
over the
had
place.
speed,
I mean, yeah, but I mean, to be fair,
excluding Kyle Larson.
I
But
would say Larson. Yeah, you kind of have to ignore that because I mean, obviously, that's not 100% his fault. I mean, you had electrical problems. That's a different problem. That's not a necessarily. Well, I guess it's.
Still mechanical.
I mean, still,
Yeah,
That's
they
a
still
thing.
didn't build the car right.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have those things without practice, but
Yeah.
I think. I mean, the other three all showed real good speed, and Elliott finished second. So I think. I mean, if I'm Hendrick, I'm walking away. It's okay. We got things we got to
Move
work
on to
on,
the
but
next
you're not in panic mode whatsoever.
Yeah,
I'm used to seeing the Hendrick boys, all 4 of them finish top 10, somewhere within the top 10. So it's kind of weird seeing them so spread out.
I think the field
you
is
know.
also a lot more competitive now.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, they got to step up their game. They got to
Yeah.
figure it out a little bit more, just a little bit more to be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah,
RFK ran really good too. Believe it or not, I mean, they made
Brad-
it up
Brad
through
was.
the. He finished like 11th, man.
Killing
it's
it.
good.
Huge Brad.
where
hit
where,
the wall.
where was Busher though?
Busher was involved in the wreck.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he finished like. Let me pull it up. I got it on my app. I
Brad
wanna say
was
it's like
almost
15.
my most disappointing. You speed,
You're
you
disappointed.
you wreck, you come back, you get back up there, and you hit the wall.
Yeah, Busher was 13th.
Oh,
Brad
man.
finished a 7th. I'm sorry, 7th. That's a great day for that team.
I mean,
That's bad.
compared to last year.
just think about what you just said. That's a great day.
That's a great day. Starting off the year, you know, no penalties so far. They don't have to worry about points. They're just trying to get it all ready. I'm just saying, man, I think that was a good turnout for 2 cars. From the Clash, they sucked. And now they're back in
Considering-
California, and they're finishing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think my ones to watch next week: Logano, Larson, Elliott. No, probably Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chevy showed up today.
yeah.
If I'm Toyota and Ford,
Which is interesting because weren't we kind of worried about Chevy with the with them
Yeah.
redesigning it?
Bro, they totally changed the front. I mean, they changed it for the better.
for the
obviously.
better.
I mean,
yeah.
Logano
clearly.
does look fast, man. Like all in all,
Yeah.
Logano
2 for 2.
is a threat.
He
like,
picked up
in
right where he
general.
left off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Logano's one of those drivers though that's like always good.
And it's weird because you think he'd
doesn't
have,
matter.
worse aerodynamics with all the hair, but it's
Oh,
working
God.
out a lot better for him. So you never know.
It's in the
more
helmet.
drag.
man.
That's why they
It's
wear
in
the helmet.
You never know.
Hey, I was thinking of that
It
interview.
weighs a little bit more.
Get Logano a
Kyle
hat.
Busch need to go talk to Joey Logano, man.
I was like, Logano needs to lend some of that. To
Yeah, man.
Cowboys.
Well, there's a
Hey,
few of those racers.
Logano got a little bit, maybe almost too much. help your boy out.
Oh my gosh!
Nah, but it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't.
Really?
Logano's hair? Yeah.
I mean,
If
hey,
you've never
listen,
seen
man.
Joey Logano before and you saw him now, you'd be like, yeah, he looks 32. 100%.
I mean,
That's
If
a little
you-
much.
if you-
It's a little much for me.
you think it's a little much? You're just
Yeah.
missing some hair. That's why.
Oh God.
No, but like before, like
I don't think I've ever
genuinely
seen
saw,
Jake without a hat.
Yeah.
That's kind of real. Joey Logano last year, you could easily peg him for like 43, 44. Like he
That's
looks
true.
old without hair.
That's true. Oh my god! This is
Children.
we're here for the speed, and we're just talking about Logano's
Yeah.
hair. Oh wow! All right,
He
so
need to get some of that gel and slick that thing back. Get some arrow out of it.
Come about
He
looking
needs
like a greaser.
I was thinking
Yeah,
Blaney.
yeah.
He needs
There you
to, oh, he's going for the Blaney. He's going for the mullet.
He took all John Travolta's hair.
Oh, good lord. Okay, let's try to bring this back to.
I think it'll be a good race though.
You think
I
so?
really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Vegas is usually a pretty good race.
Yeah.
So I think we're
Both
I don't know.
Vegases were good last year.
so I think it'll be interesting. Right now, that puts us at 2 winners now for the year, right?
Yep.
Yep. So
One semi surprise and one predictable.
I don't know. Last year wasn't as predictable.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, you like if you're gonna list out 12 guys that are gonna win, Kyle Busch is
Kyle is one of them.
probably on that
Yeah,
list.
that's true.
What do you think? You think we see 16 this year?
If I had to say, I'd say I could see it.
I'll let you know next week. If another big guy wins, then if so last
If
year you had
ano-
like Jones showing up,
Jones, Briscoe,
Briscoe, like you had like some like lower teams that are showing up.
Cindric.
Well, I kind of put Stenhouse 500 same category,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like today you didn't see the speed of some of the mid tier teams
That's true.
like
see what you're
Legacy
saying.
Motor Club.
Motor Club.
They didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, Gregson was up there because he didn't take tires, but quickly got swallowed up.
I really hope Gregson gets it together because I mean, granted, this is like the first normal race of the year, like so to speak, and so far Gregson hasn't really impressed me.
Well,
But it's early.
I'm
It's
going
early.
to compare when
I really
Jones.
liked his Wendy's hat.
Dude, his Wendy's hat was. I'm not gonna lie. I looked really hard to try to find it online because I was legit gonna wear it today, but
Toxic.
I could not find it anywhere. I'm like, dude, did this dude have a custom made hat? Like, because that would
Yeah,
be hilarious.
Probably did, yeah.
If it's Wendy's, I'm not surprised. Wendy's social, when it comes to their social marketing and everything like that, is phenomenal. So I would not be surprised.
I think I would. I'll probably compare Noah against Jones. So I think they ran pretty comparatively today. And
True.
so if Jones shows up and runs really fast, and then Noah doesn't, that's where I'll start being like, maybe he don't have it together.
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, Noah had a heck of a year last year, man.
Yeah.
Dude, in Xfinity,
And the
dude,
Xfinity was packed with
Bruh.
winners, like
Yes.
with good drivers last year. So it wasn't like he was racing against a bunch of nobodies. Like, I mean, Ty Gibbs was in it. You had,
Allmendinger.
Allmendinger. You have John Hunter's in it. I mean, there's some really good drivers in Xfinity. So for Noah to be able to hang with everybody like that, I don't know. He's like I said, it's early, so I don't want to call him like a bust already. But
I'm
know.
hoping he has a really good year and
too,
can
man.
possibly get picked up in SHR.
Kind of just because we're still here watching the Xfinity race, I'm kind of shocked at how little people are in the stands.
I was thinking the same thing.
For being a double header, like you're telling me you got to wait 1 hour and you can watch a whole
Dude, I
nother
bet
race?
it's cold.
Dipped.
I bet it's cold, man. It was like 42, 46 degrees, something like that during the Cup race.
They live
and
there. They
windy.
should be used to this.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
LA, and it snowed yesterday in LA.
Bro, I don't think anyone's
Used to
this.
what?
Yeah. What the heck?
Dude, that's like it's snowing here. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
No.
The world is ending.
That's exactly what everyone's gonna think. So no, I don't know. But yeah, that is kind of weird. Like you would expect that a doubleheader would pull more people than that, but yeah. So
Yeah,
Nate.
it looks like your normal Xfinity crowd.
yeah. So Nate, let's go around. What are you looking forward to at the next race? I know you don't have a whole lot to go on, but what are you looking forward
He
to?
he did watch a Las Vegas race with us last year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I watched the Las Vegas race. Honestly, I'm going for the 48 this year. He's one of my favorites. I'm hoping.
Bro,
to
you're
see
such
him.
a hack.
I know, but you know what, man? I'm going for Bowman all the way, man. I really want to see him win a race.
Hey, didn't he win? Not to cut you off, but didn't he win last year?
I think he did.
He
I think he did. He won
Yeah.
Las Vegas in the
that was
spring
his
last
one
year.
win last
It
year.
wasn't the first
He
one.
got
but it
more
was the
than
second
one, bro.
He
Let me
backed
fact
it.
check that real
He
quick.
backed
Give me
into
one
him.
Fact checked. I think he got 3.
No, he
Give me 1
backed.
second.
He at least backed into at least.
I
I
bought the
a
shirt.
lot. Yeah,
you did.
I'm still learning.
I'm
a
wearing my
lot.
backing in the wind shirt next week.
I'm still learning a lot, but I'm really going for Bowman. He looked really fast at the 500, and so that's who I'm going for. I really want to see him take Las Vegas, man. I
Yeah.
really do.
It's definitely a possibility. I mean, he's done it before, as we were just saying, in the spring.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's won there before. Usually runs pretty good. I think
Hey, he was fast today too.
isn't that his home track
Yeah,
too?
he was fast today.
I think they just couldn't stay on the setup, but they were fast today.
I think that's his home track too.
I think it is.
Or it's like right around there or so. So yeah, so I think he'll be good. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Chastain ran really good in the early race there last year. I think he got second or third. So, and based on the speed he's got this year, I think he's probably going to be a pretty good one to watch.
I think he'll be fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so-
both Trackhouse guys will be fast.
To be honest, yeah, I think so. They're definitely on top of their game and definitely seem to be know what they're doing. So I think they'll be good. Matt, what do you think?
Well, I'm just confirming. Yeah, it was just one win last year.
Ah, for
Las
real?
Vegas, that was his only win. He came in second at Coda, and then third at Dirt Bristol.
I
But
thought we had
that's
more.
It. No,
I'm
just
with
one.
Nate. I love Bowman.
He won 3
Oh,
races
Bowman,
the
man.
year prior.
You know what I love about Bowman?
And
Every
I missed
time-
the question. What was the question?
I'm a dog guy. I love his dogs,
Bro,
man.
I love
He
every
brought his
time
dogs
somebody
Oh
to
my
the- to the
gosh.
500.
every time somebody talks trash about him, he makes a T-shirt and gives it all away to dog charity, animal charity.
I mean,
It's amazing, bro.
I
Super
do
fire,
think
bro.
it's hilarious that every time someone makes fun of him, he makes a shirt. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Try me.
That's what
Like-
you
I
gotta
love
do.
it.
No, I was saying, what are you looking forward to? Not necessarily a driver, but just like what are you looking forward to at the next race?
I'll be honest, man. I'm just here for the speed.
Oh, perfect.
Gotcha.
It's because RFK ain't gonna do nothing next week.
If you could see the
Big
look.
sad.
Big sad.
I mean, I didn't. No, never mind.
Oh, good lord. Jake, what do you think? Is how Matt just decided to just skip?
I think it'll be really good. I mean, that's an older surface, so I think we'll see tire wear, and I think the track will be very dynamic, multi-groove. This car races really good on 1.5 miles last year, and this year, this is a 2 mile, but it's kind of the same vein. This gave me really good vibes, so I think it's gonna be a great race. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been so excited for a West Coast swing as this year. After seeing how good the racing was last year, normally I kind of dread the West Coast swing.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a good race. It's just a matter of one of those things. Like, is it gonna? I don't know. I think it'll be fine. It was a good race last year. Like I said, I think Chastain's probably going to be my pick for the person I'm looking at, and I'm gonna pick Chastain. Sorry,
It'd be
Chastain's
nice to
here.
see practice and qualifying.
Yeah,
Hopefully
you
it's not
just love
supposed
the
to
Florida
rain.
boy.
I do love the
It
Florida
could
boy.
still rain again.
As he's wearing his Ross Chastain
I am
shirt.
wearing a Ross
He's
Chastain
got it
shirt
on
right now.
Like,
Yeah, I am totally 100% wearing a Ross Chastain shirt right now. So, yep, absolutely. So, all right, you guys.
Hey, we never promised to be unbiased.
That is true.
yeah.
We're just honest about our biases.
Yeah.
Matt's a Brad guy. Jake's
That's
an
great.
Jake's an
Everything's
everybody
great.
guy.
I'm
RFK's
an
great.
HMS for life guy.
I've got my Bowman T-shirt on
Until-
today, so.
Jake is an HMS guy until Junior announces a cup team.
Oh, it's over. Hendrick who?
He's wearing a Hendrick shirt right now. He's gonna burn him.
When will it go from Hendrick to Gordon?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a real question, isn't
I'll
it?
probably stay Hendrick forever, right?
Hendrick Gordon Motorsports.
I mean, maybe not. If Jeff
Hendrick
Gordon,
Gordon.
Ooh.
if he buys all the
It
ownership, or
rolls
whatever,
off the tongue well.
Jeff Gordon,
Gordon
Hendrick
does
Motorsports
not.
is way better.
That last name Gordon does not roll off the tongue.
They got to change it to the Gordon Club.
Gordon Motor Club.
That's perfect. We're buying the website tonight.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you guys got
Write that
anything you
down,
guys
write
want
that
to add?
down.
Right. You guys got anything you guys want to add before we call it?
I don't think so. I think we talked. about it
Don't
all.
everybody jump up at once. Good lord,
I've
y'all.
been talking over everyone this
Well,
whole
I just want to
podcast.
say
Yeah,
thank you guys for having me on the show, man.
absolutely, man.
Love this podcast. Love the guys that's running the podcast.
Who are they? I'm still trying to meet them.
I'm still waiting for the
Somebody's
introduction.
in charge.
Wait, we're doing a podcast?
No, but really love it, man. And those that are tuning in, you guys are in for a treat, man, for the rest of the season for sure.
You heard it from him, people.
That's
Take
it.
take Nate's word for it. All right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week, and we'll see you after Las Vegas. We're gonna record right after the race, so we'll see you guys after then.
Yee yee.
Yeah. See ya.
Later, y'all.
Laters.